to my channel today. I'm doing another experiment here with the pearl cell recipe. I get a lot of questions about paints and if you could use something other than the Artist Loft paint, so I decided I would give it a shot and see what the results would be. So you'll see that in this canvas, the base paint has the Amsterdam white instead of Artist Loft white. It's the Amsterdam titanium white. And so I'm going to just try this out and see if this one will create the pearl cells. And now in this canvas, I'm using the golden titanium white instead of the Artist Loft white. And previously I used to think you could use any white, but after I did this experiment, I came to a little bit different conclusion. So this is the golden, and now the puddle paints are Payne's Gray mixed with Prussian blue, and the sky blue mixed with Deco Art Whispering Turquoise, and golden magenta in the fluids. Those are my puddle paints, and I use the same puddle paints throughout the entire experiment because I wanted to make sure that I had consistent results. So here I'm going to stretch this all out. And I usually will stretch to almost like a 90 degrees, but make sure that when you stretch one way, you stretch back the other way so that you get pearl cells all the way around the canvas, if that's the look that you're going for. So here's the time lapse. I realized that I may not have gotten enough of the paint off on that golden titanium white one, so I decided to redo it. So it really wasn't selling up very much, so I just wanted to make sure that my results were consistent. So this is about 45 minutes later. This is the Amsterdam canvas, and so yeah, you can see that we did get some cells. Some of those pearl cells popped up, especially in that Payne's Gray Prussian blue area. I definitely always get great reactions to that paint, and it looks like even the magenta and the golden fluids has good reaction to that as well. Now this is the golden canvas, and I noticed that the golden titanium white does not react as well as the Amsterdam, and definitely not as well as the Artist Loft, but I did get kind of some cool cells right there, so I thought that was interesting. I mean, I wasn't really going for that, but I like those magenta cells. They were really pretty. So yeah, I did get some in that corner, but the golden titanium white was not as much of a success as the Amsterdam. So then I looked around and I thought, well, what other whites do I have? So here is the Liquitex titanium white, and so I decided I would give it a shot. Now the recipes are basically substituting out the Artist Loft white for the titanium whites that I had, and it could be the titanium white that it's just not responding great to. I'm not really sure, just maybe too heavy or too dense, but that's all I had in my studio, so that's what I decided to use in this experiment other than the Artist Loft. So here's the Liquitex one, and you can see it had quite a few cells, but very small, very tiny. So I decided I would try the Liquitex again, but adding in more of the satin enamel. So instead of 2-part satin enamels, this recipe has 4-part satin enamels to the 2 parts Liquitex. And so I thought, well, maybe since I am getting cells and they're real small, maybe if I just add a little bit more, I will end up with larger cells. So here I am again putting down the Payne's Gray and Prussian blue mix, the Whispering Turquoise mixed with the Sky Blue Amsterdam, and the Magenta by Golden Fluids. So I'm going to stretch this all out here. And I don't know, I must have been having a brain fart this day because I put my base coat down, but I didn't stretch it out before I put my puddle paints on top. So it started rolling over itself, and it was not the look I was going for. And so I had to go ahead and add in some more of the base paint before I could continue stretching. Okay, so on this one, I decided to completely omit any extra whites. So this has no Artist Loft or any of the titanium whites. This just has the Behr Satin Enamels and the pure white. And again, I did the same thing. I don't know what was my problem this day, but I forgot to add the rest of the base paint. I forgot to stretch the base paint before I added the puddle paints, so I had to go back in and do it. So here I am again, just adding in those puddle paints. I'm not really being too cute about it because I'm just looking for cell reactions, so I just kind of throwing the paints on the canvas here and stretching it out. So on this one, the Liquitex with the 4 parts of the satin enamels, that's the one I'm stretching now. Yeah, just always bringing that paint back to center so that you're stretching the paint out a lot and then ending up with those pearl cells on the edges, and they will usually work themselves in. This is the one without any of the extra paint. I thought, well, I'll just see what the just satin enamels will do. So I am going to let you watch here for a minute while these develop, and then I'll come back to you with the results in the close-up. Okay, so you can see here, I mean, that one with just the satin enamels in it reacted really well. Got a ton of cells, kind of had more of a cloudy look to it, kind of more that gray started popping through, like a gray cloud started popping through. And then this is the one with the Liquitex. I mean, not as much reaction, but I kind of like the reaction on this one. Not quite so muddy looking in the reactions, but it's still got a ton of cells in the colored paints. So, I mean, depending on the look you're going for, that you want to take that into consideration. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to go over to DJ Fluid Arts, my dad's channel, and give him some love. All right, y'all. Have a good day.